Your membership at the Idea Exchange Old Post Office Makerspace gives you access to a variety of innovative creative technology. This video will go into further detail on using the Cricut machine to cut heat transfer vinyl, which can adhere to a variety of different fabrics with an iron or heat press. By now, you know the basics of setting up the Cricut machine to make a simple cut. If you need a refresher, check out the first video on the Cricut. Most of this process is the same for heat transfer vinyl, but there are some key differences. If you're doing something like a t-shirt, you can use a template to help you size the graphic properly. Simply choose what size of shirt you're using and click and drag here to size the graphic. Once you have the design ready to go in Design Space, click the Make It button. From here, you will see your design laid out on the Cricut mat. Here, you will want to mirror your design. This will flip the text or image that you're cutting so it appears backwards. Don't worry, this is exactly what we want and you will see why later. Press Continue. Now we will set our material. For most heat transfer products, the everyday iron-on setting is perfect. Depending on the type of heat transfer vinyl you have, there are other more specific options, like glitter iron-on or Sportflex iron-on. Once we select our material, you will see this reminder message appear. Make sure design is mirrored and vinyl is shiny side down. We have already mirrored our graphic, but we do need to load the vinyl on the mat properly as well. Following these instructions, place the shiny side of the heat transfer vinyl down on the cutting mat, leaving the less shiny side facing up to be cut. Load the mat into the machine and perform the cut. Now that we have cut our vinyl, it is time to weed. Weeding is the process of removing the vinyl that we don't want on our final product and leaving only the design we do want. First, trim roughly around your graphic so as not to waste vinyl that is still usable. Once your design is isolated, grab a pick tool from the Cricut Tools bin and start to peel away the unwanted bits from the non-shiny side of the vinyl. I find it helps to peel up the background first, then do details within the design. Don't forget the insides of the letters. Once the weeding process is finished, you'll have your design backwards on a clear sheet of sticky plastic. This is exactly what we want. Now it is time to adhere the vinyl to our fabric. Here in the Makerspace, we have a Cricut EasyPress 2, which makes this process very easy. Plug in the EasyPress, and it will start to preheat to the last temperature that was set. Depending on the fabric that you're using, there are different recommended heat settings and timings. Luckily, Cricut has made this information very easy to find. Simply open up a web browser and navigate to the Cricut Heat Guide. First, select the EasyPress 2, then the type of heat transfer material, in our case everyday iron-on, then the type of base material that we want the vinyl to adhere to, in our case 100% cotton. Select the Cricut EasyPress mat and then select Apply. Now you will see instructions on how best to adhere the vinyl. First, we will set the temperature to the proper setting for cotton. Press the thermometer button and scroll to the proper temperature by using the plus and minus keys. For cotton, we want 315 degrees. Press the thermometer again to set the temperature. Then we will set the timer. Press the timer button and use the plus and minus keys to scroll to the right timing. For cotton, that's 30 seconds. Now we will wait for the press to preheat. We know the press is preheated when this button goes from orange to green. Place the EasyPress mat under the fabric with this side down. This will help protect the table from being damaged. Following the instructions from the heat guide, we will first preheat our fabric for 5 seconds without the graphic on it at all. This helps to flatten out wrinkles and prime the fabric. Once that is done, place your graphic exactly where you'd like it, with the sticky side down and the shiny clear plastic side facing up. Make sure it is straight and centered properly, as there's no going back after this. Once you're ready, place the heat press on top and hit the timer button. The press will start to count down. As the heat guide said, we're only going to apply light pressure to the heat press. Once the 30 seconds is up, remove the heat press and place it back on the holder. The heat guide also wants us to flip our fabric and press for another 15 seconds from the back. Once that is done, we'll go back to the heat guide, which says not to remove the clear plastic sheet until the graphic has cooled down. Once it has, slowly peel up the clear plastic liner. Your design should be left behind on your fabric. If any pieces are finicky and still sticking to the plastic sheet, stop and use the heat press again to give these parts extra attention. Once your plastic sheet is removed, your heat transfer design is done. We recommend folding the item so that the graphic is not on a fold for the first 24 hours, and always washing the item inside out to help prolong the life of the vinyl. Congratulations! You've made yourself a custom item using heat transfer vinyl, the Cricut Cutter, and the Cricut Easy Press. We hope this tutorial can get you started on a new creative project.